is happening in hip hop is a threat to Black culture, period. And that's because we don't have control over our own narrative.
I agree.
I do agree with Elsie on that one.
My point is to the women,
that was great.
to the women that backed it, to the women that held the picket signs, to the women that
that's not what did it. It's money.
Hey,
it's money. It's money that did it.
That's what I said about
It's
capitalism.
money that did it.
Bring
Yes,
it
it
back.
is.
That's what I said about capitalism. I said
stay on that side of the road.
That got everything to do.
As you can
Stay on that side. Stay on that side.
All right, hold on, y'all. Just talking.
Yes, Lataro,
Let's go live.
Dez, Brittany, Ron, Toya sitting there patiently. As you can see, we are streaming live. Thank you again, guys, for joining this dynamic conversation. As you can see, this thing gets heated before we even introduce ourselves. We have a whole group chat that we have built up for this moment. So again, welcome to Play Your Cards Right, presenting the stars, the cast. Thank you again for joining me, guys. Say hello.
What's up, y'all?
Hey.
Destiny, drop the YouTube link in the chat so I can share it with people.
It's been there, done that, boo. It's done. It's in the chat.
Sorry, Milo.
No, it's fine.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
going forward, this is Social Media 101, part 2, focusing on relationships. So with that being said, we always start playing cards off with a game so that we can loosen up our feathers a little bit and brush the dust off. And Lataro actually is going to be co-orchestrating this game. And last week, she did not make her presence known, but today she will make her presence known. So thank you for being here and co-orchestrating this game and actually creating the idea for this game. So the idea behind this game, since we are focused on social media, and Lataro, please explain to them your expertise in regards to astrology.
Well, I mean, shit, I just...
And turn your camera.
Is it off? I'm sorry, girl.
It's on now.
Because I got kicked out of the Zoom, it's not in the chat. So I was going to get it off your Facebook page, that link. So, just living life, being a Scorpio and just trying to not really liking surprises and trying to get as much information on people and dynamics as I can as I move through. And, I never really formally studied or whatever, but just, energetic, paying attention, really more so like moon cycles and how they play out, the two play out energetically or whatever. So
awesome. So your life experiences, definitely expertise can come from life experience. So with that being said, the name of the game is Signs and Symptoms, right? This relationship game.
I like that.
Which is an astrology trivia. So there's a few questions. The first question is multiple choice. The others are fill in the blank. So what I'll do is ask you the question, and based on your answer, she will try to guess your sign. All right. And then the symptom is whatever your answer is. So the way my view is set up, my gallery view is set up, I'll start off to my left, which is Ron, and then I'll take it back to the right and down and around, and we'll do it like that. So okay. Ron, what is a preferred way you would like to eat with your partner? A, breakfast in bed. B, brunch after lunch. C, a picnic in a park. D, a dinner at a restaurant. Or E, a home cooked meal.
That's funny. I was gonna give a nasty answer initially.
Well, you can.
Are you a Scorpio?
No, I'm not a Scorpio. See, but no, you got.
Are you an Aries?
I would prefer a home cooked meal at home.
A home cooked meal. Okay, so based on
Cancer.
You said what you said?
Are you a Cancer? Are you a Taurus?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, that was good though. That was within 5 guesses, so less than 5 guesses.
Right.
That's good.
Well, no, the nasty part, I'm like,
fame in baseball.
Right. No, the nasty part, I'm like, hold on, wait. That's how you sound like me.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so Bez, what would be your answer?
Home cooked meal.
Ooh, home cooked meal.
Okay. Are you a Cancer?
Absolutely not.
Are you a Taurus?
Hell no.
Are you a Virgo?
Nope.
Are you a Sagittarius?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Fourth try. That wasn't bad. So what made you say Taurus and Sagittarius the fourth round?
So, okay. So, whenever anybody says, first of all, whenever anybody says home, you're going to want to go to Cancer because they are over things that, nurturing family, things like that. Taurians, they like comfort, right? And so him wanting to be at home, having a home cooked meal. And then the way he said it, Mez, like bought like a boss, like showing up like a man, like I'll prefer a home cooked meal. Like that's that Sagittarius, that fire energy, more so like this is what it should be. You know what I'm saying? Right? Like a home cooked meal, because that's what the fuck it should be, Loosen up, Mez. Loosen up.
Yeah. Toya, let's go, Toya. Breakfast in bed, brunch after lunch, picnic in the park, dinner at a restaurant, or a home cooked meal?
I would say breakfast in bed.
Are you an Aquarius?
No.
Are you a Libra?
No.
Are you a Cancer?
Definitely not.
Okay. Are you a Leo?
A what?
A Leo.
No.
Okay. All right. What's your sign?
I'm a Sagittarius.
I'm gonna give you one. Oh,
okay. Oh, look, shit. I should have just.
What's up with all the definitely nots? Like there's something wrong with me.
I'm a Scorpio Sag, so I'm on the cusp.
Oh, she on the cusp.
Okay.
Blasphemy.
Okay.
Blasphemy.
Okay.
Scorpios is fake Sagittarius.
Huh? Because again, that's still some bullshit. Bring that food to me.
What you say? Yep. He said Scorpios is fake Sagittarius.
Scorpios and Capricorns is fake Sagittarius.
No, well, So I end the Scorpios and I begin the Sagittarius. Like the moon falls right when I start. I'm the 22nd. So the Scorpio in me is if you say something, you stay true to your word. The loyalty, I could be a little crazy at times, but I'm really more Sagittarius in anything. Like just the way my mind works, my work ethics is just really more Sagittarius.
I'm in the middle of a dang on Sagittarius triangle right now for sure.
You sure are, Brittany. Brittany, breakfast in bed, brunch after lunch, picnic in the park, dinner at a restaurant, or home cooked meal?
To be honest, I will go with the picnic in the park.
He's a Cancer.
I'm gonna just give you a hint. We the best. We the best.
Aquarius.
Wow. What a general hint.
A Leo.
I know, right, Destini?
No, that's something a Virgo would say.
Yeah, you have it, baby.
No, a Leo, an Aquarius.
No. Toya had it right. Toya had it
right.
Virgo.
Virgos just know they the best. They just move like they the best.
And that's what she just said. She said, I'm gonna just put it to you like this, we the best. When she said that, I knew she was a Virgo. That's definitely I love, y'all know, Virgos, that's that Lucifer energy, right? That light, that brilliant, that, yeah, for real. But y'all think Lucifer is Satan. Y'all need to look up who
I was about to say that Lucifer is not always a bad thing.
That's right. That's
right.
Right.
We know he was an angel at one point.
That's right. And not only was he the angel, why was he kicked out of heaven though?
Because he wanted to be the boss, like we always do.
It's because he was beautiful, and he knew he was beautiful, and that's why the Virgos are the human symbol, right?
Feminine.
So, okay.
You know since feminine.
What you say?
Lucifer wait. We're gonna do the questions after one more.
Is feminine.
One more question, and then we're gonna get into the conversation for sake of time. So, the number of sexual partners my partners had in the past, fill in the blank. Let's start with Brittany. We're going to take it back around.
However you want to end.
Wait, repeat that again. The number of what?
So the number of sexual partners my current partner had in the past, fill in the blank.
Well, I already know they signed,
0.
but it would be nice to hear.
Okay, yes, you know that's fine.
Yeah, but go ahead and answer. I want to hear y'all
In the past,
answer.
0. What do you mean 0?
Miss B
You
said
said my
That's
zero.
the answer. That's the answer. Who said 0? Who said 0?
Your
Virgo?
no, I'm talking about your partner. Your partner. Your partner had
The
0
number-
partner.
You talking to me, right, Destiny?
Let me repeat the question.
My current partner.
Yes,
Then
yes, they're the but that's the Virgo answer. Because
got
damn
it.
it,
No,
they
I
ain't
got
had
it.
nobody.
You got
till
it.
they
You
got
got it.
with
You got that.
Thank
God
you,
damn it.
LT.
They had
Didn't I
nobody.
just tell y'all
got
2
with
weeks
you.
ago? I ain't playing with no.
Quit
I
playing.
just told y'all 2
That's
weeks
the
ago.
Virgo
I don't have time
answer.
to play with nobody's son
Yeah.
right now, unless
That's
you
the
come
Virgo
correct.
answer.
So right now, currently, nobody's in the picture for the past few months, so that means 0. I don't know.
I hear that. Damn it.
Okay,
shit.
so the thing is, hypothetically speaking, do you care whether you're when you have a partner, when you had a partner, does their partners that they had, their previous partners, matter to you in a current relationship? Toya.
Oh,
So
do
fill
the
in the
amount of
blank.
partners matter to me in my current relationship?
Fill in the blank. The number of sexual partners my partner has had in the past. Fill in the blank. Complete the sentence.
Number of partners that my partner has had in the past. Yeah, I mean, it really doesn't matter to me, to be completely honest. Like,
Okay, the hard stop right there. It don't matter.
Okay,
Yeah.
don't matter. Ron?
Yeah, it don't really matter to me either. To an extent, I guess.
Yeah, let's keep it
Yeah,
real.
to an extent, I
Let's
guess.
keep it real, because you know how y'all.
Yeah, I don't want you to be a hoe. I
I
ain't
would
want you.
say wrong
Well,
and
what's
math don't
considered a
start.
hoe?
What's considered a hoe?
Yeah.
That you was out there selling money for pussy. Getting money.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want you to be a hoe. Like,
Okay, because other people use that word loosely.
So
like,
what?
Yeah.
Tell me,
Are you done?
what if you know? So what if a woman, hypothetically, she moved into a new place and she was blessed with like a couch and some furniture or something? Is that whole behavior?
Could you repeat that?
what
If you moved into a new
What she
place, a
said?
woman moved into a new place and she's gifted with like new furniture and things with somebody that she's in a current sexual relationship with? Is that whole behavior?
And she's gifted? Is that whole that's whole tendency?
How? She was giving a
That's whole
gift.
tendency. If you're not a hoe, but that's whole tendency.
You might as well
I
call
love
her an
it.
Indian giver. You
Huh?
might as well call her an Indian giver, because then now she got to give the gift back. No, it was a gift.
No, it ain't my. It's your crib. It
She-
ain't my crib. It's your crib. It ain't my crib. You do what you want with it, but you can't tell me how to perceive it. I can perceive
So
it how I
look,
want.
Ron, if you dealing with a chick and you go over her house and she got a bunch of new furniture and you ask her where she got it from and she like, her friend or whatever, would you continue to deal with her?
It depends on the level of our relationship.
okay.
You were very specific.
Let's
You
let
said a
Liz
sexual
go.
partner. That was specific. So
I'm sorry?
the relationship was already put into perspective that this is just for sex. And if I'm receiving a gift from you,
not
No,
just
it
for
wasn't.
sex.
That's
I'm
what I'm
saying
saying.
that
You're taking
they're
it out of
having sex.
context. No, it wasn't.
yep.
No, not just
That's-
for
she
sex,
just-
but sex is in play.
I'm confused with what y'all saying. You
Me
saying
too.
if I'm with
Okay,
somebody.
listen, we're gonna
Oh.
move on. Ryan, we're gonna
Okay.
move on because we're doing too many moving parts. Let's
Yeah, I'm
try to
lost.
keep this organized, okay? Mez, answer the question. Is you the number of sexual partners my partners had in the past, and complete the sentence.
I don't get into that. I'm too analytical. Once I let my mind go down that alley, it's
Yeah, start thinking hard.
so I don't even.
So
Right,
I don't
That was a
address
good
it.
answer.
So the complete
Yeah, I
sentence,
like
you would
that.
say I don't address it, or I don't get into it. Like you said, I don't have
Yeah.
time for that.
Yeah, we cool.
That's a good answer. That's an honest
Okay.
answer.
All right, so let's get into this conversation. I know there's a lot of moving parts going on, but we want to keep this thing organized so that the audience can hear when everyone speaks. So remember, the 3 rules is 1 mic. So when one person is talking, everybody please respect the other until they finish talking. Number 2, pass the mic for the sake of time. And number 3, speak your mind. So there's no holds bar here, okay? So building off of our conversation from 2 weeks ago, let's start this conversation off, right? And when Toya and Jamez and Ron and I, we were all going back and forth, Brittany, in regards to if you are able to sin with your eyes. So let's talk about whether you can overindulge following over-sexualized or materialized, to Ron's point, individuals on social media, right? So is there a such thing as overindulging and following Instagram models or rappers too much that could be deemed inappropriate in a relationship? And can it also be categorized as participating in soft porn? Whoever wants to go, I'll mute myself. I'm passing the mic.
I'm gonna say, yeah, hell yeah. I don't think you can necessarily see it with your eyes, but you can absolutely create a framework where you start to, an energetic framework where you start to attract more things to put you into a situation to eventually, quote unquote, sin. But I will say with social media, hell yeah, absolutely. Because once you get to looking into how the algorithms and things, how they work, what things you're allowed to see based on just where you're located geographically, who your friends are, what they click on, what they like one, and then two, you know that this is a system that's operating with biases and things towards people that have your specific experience. So now it's leading into information that might resonate with you or that could counter that dominant narrative. That information is now being shadow banned, and those user accounts are now being deleted off of social media. So now you're being just the one thing is being given to you. And so if you come from a culture where your identity, you don't have anything to contrast from what you're seeing, or you're not rooted in anything that kind of provides a counter narrative to what you're experiencing on social media, then absolutely, because our programming that starts from babies, it sets us up so that certain advertisements and things will resonate with us and kind of take hold in our spirit. So I'm gonna say yes.
I love that point that you made in regards to the counter interaction or the influences outside of social media and the lack thereof. Anyone else? Thank you, Nikki E.
I simply agree. You can't overindulge. I don't think you can actually cheat with your eyes, but I do believe you can overindulge.
Can I chime in? To kind of like piggyback off of what both said, you can't really cheat with your eyes, because that's why God gave it to us. We can look, just don't touch. That's my motto. And don't slide in the DM. Again, you know what you got at home. If it's worth leaving to go entertain that, go right ahead. Be my guest. There's a door. What's the saying though? Never leave the one you love for the one you like, because the one you like will leave you for the one they love. So I take that I believe in that wholeheartedly. And what you see on social media is cat. I'm a woman. I can preach about it, because not to try to throw my kid's father under the bus, but I used to tell him, you're capping. Stop putting that on there. You got people thinking we're there and we're here. And it caused a lot. It caused, not to put my business out there, but it caused 3 chicks to send paternity tests because they saw what he posted and felt like, oh, he getting money. My son need to get taken care of. My daughter need to get taken care of. And then it led to 3 denied paternity tests. But it's just like, see what I'm saying? So don't always believe what you see on social media, because it's not really it. So is it worth losing your family? That's my thing.
Well put. Thank you for being vulnerable as always, Brittany, as well. And I love the phrase that you said, don't
never leave the one you love for the one you like, because the one you like will leave you for the one they love.
That part. Anyone else?
I mean, if liking pictures, being attracted, talking shit, whatever, because everybody's social media entails different things, right? And if the relationship you in is that fragile, that a simple distraction because I mean we all grown, right? So we old enough to know that social media is not real, right? So when I go on there and I see Gunna celebrating his birthday and he had his good outfit on and his popping the bottles, right? I'm happy for him.
Mm-hmm.
But I also know life, and that's not the consistency of life. Not yet. Hopefully one day, Gat, right? So it's just not real. Because when I'm having a bad day and I can't pay my rent or my Sunday papers, I don't go to social media with that. And that's a reality, right? Two, it comes down to the basis of your relationship. Like, again, I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm a brother, I was a son, uncle, nephew, etc. Right? I have good qualities, I have bad qualities. But bigger than that, I'm heterosexual. So I am attracted to women. When I die, I'm gonna die attracted to women. That does not discredit my love for my wife, my dedication for my wife, my commitment to my wife. That's just how I'm built. If me and my wife is going out, you know, that's we travel, right? So I'm in Aruba and a woman walks by in a bathing suit, I might be attracted to that. But again, I'm not a dog neither. I'm not a cat. I'm not a horse. I could be attracted and know, damn, she's that's a beautiful woman. So I think people make too much of social media and people's interactions on it. Because the reality is, if your man gonna step out, he gonna step out. You take social media away, you gotta go to the grocery store, you gotta go to the movie theater, you gotta take the train to work. If that's his angle, then that's just gonna be that.
I always appreciate your perspective because your perspective comes from a mature place and from a secure place. So thank you, Mez. Toya?
Yeah, I'm gonna still stick with my stance about sinning with your eyes. Like that's me. Again, like I said before, and you guys are saying it's such thing as overindulging. And again, to overindulge in something, we're basing it on a census with not senses, like literally the senses, the 5 senses, which is sight. And so the sight that we see is causing us to then either implement or like implement it into our lives as something that's either like normalcy, or it's not normal, right? Like you mentioned something about something being kind of soft porn. I had a conversation with my mom the other day, and we were talking about music, hip hop music, and I gave my spiel on how I feel about this whole new Cardi movement and that video, and the whole movement of Megan and her video. Again, it's all about the visualness, right? Some people in our brains don't have that capacity to separate what entertainment is and what is real life and the consequences of what entertainment is. So we not all out here when Dead Presidents came out as a movie. Did anybody go out and start putting on white face on, running in the banks? But we got Cardi, we got Megan, everybody's busting it open when it's up and it's up, showing a punani because of what? Entertainment. So my thing is, again, it is what you saw that then inflicted something or a movement inside of you that made you feel like, oh, I can do this too. They're doing it. I can show up the same way because it's being accepted. It's being celebrated, right? We know in Dead Presidents, those Black men got murdered, right? So ain't nobody celebrated being white face and running up in banks. Again, that's entertainment. So why is everybody busting it wide open on the same notion of entertainment? Why am I going to cop my ass big? Why am I going to pay $815,000, whatever, to get my ass pumped up? Why am I going to get my stomach stuffed in, my breasts pumped? Why? Because of what I am seeing. It is making me feel like this is something that I too should be a part of. So sinning falls into so many different facets. A person could be a smoker. Every time you watch television, that's how they promoted cigarette smoke. Everybody in the 50s, a girl was smoking a cigarette. You've come a long way, Slim. So now eventually everybody's smoking cigarettes. In these teenage movies, the kids are smoking pot. Now pot is the new thing. Like, So again, when I say what I say about visualization, we are wired a certain way. It starts with sight. You ain't walk into technically a blind date blind and listen to what he had to say or listen to what she had to say. You saw her, which then resonated in your brain that there were features, things about this person that you wanted to continue to see. And then from there, your mind then took you to maybe how she was going to be in bed or how he was going to be in bed. You didn't even see the size of his genitals. You ain't see how deep she was. But all of these things started to go into your brain because that is the way that we are wired. You see, you start to visualize, then you want to now get into the action of. So I'm sticking with my guns. I said what I said, as Nene said. I said what I said. You can sing with your eyes.
Yeah, and I think the influence is what you're referring to, right? Like the society being heavily influenced. I'll use my daughter for an example. Like I was telling Cookie and you guys 2 weeks ago, she's not a TikTok girl, but when she does see glimpses of videos, she mimics it, and she's like sticking her booty out, but she doesn't dance like that, you know. But she's emulating what she's seeing. And I'm like, Ilana, no, like you don't do that. And then I'll instantly, you know, change the video. But some videos where it's just regular choreography, she in her mind, she's already like trying to emulate them. And I'm like, they don't even have their booty sticking out, Ilana, like relax. So this music is heavily influential, and social media plays a big part on pushing the music and pushing entertainment in general. Does anyone else have anything to say about that?
Can I reply to that?
I do. Okay, go ahead. But
yeah, Nikki first. Nikki first,
okay.
And Mez, because I see Nikki was unmuted, and we can use the raise your hand as well.
Oh, okay. Yep. So the baby just want to dance. She's emulating dancing, right? She does not have the life experience to know what happens when you stick your butt out and dance, and not even that, like. Because we live in a fear-based sexual society, like it traps you in your root chakra. So for us to even be attracted to anybody, we automatically think of it as a physical thing. Whereas when you really break it down, attraction is energetic. And when you attract anything into your vibration, what it is an investigation for you. It's an invitation for you to investigate that thing before you engage in it on any other level, whether that be mental, spiritual, emotional, physical, whatever. But the first interaction is your energy. It's a tap on your energetic body, like, doop, 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 hey, you know, and then you align with it vibrationally, energetically, and then depending on where if it's cultural programming, it's going to come from your mental model. If it's how you were raised at home, that programming is going to come through your emotional body. If it's how you were socialized at school or whatever, it's going to come through like your perceptions and your self-awareness and how you're looking at yourself. So already we relegate this 3D existence to just the five senses when we really are a grid of so much other shit, so many other things. And so we think that, okay, well, if I don't look at it, because blind people be doing the same shit on Facebook, right? And shit ain't got no eyes to see. So we always look at it, well, if I don't listen to it, if I don't see it, it starts with a thought vibration that manifests into an actual entity. And I absolutely agree with you, Latoya, about the whole culture movement. And I'm really conflicted about it because it really is women controlling the narrative, because when Rex and Effect and Two Live Crew and Uncle Snoop and all these people had these women out here, you know, doing this shit, we was loving all that, you know, that, you know, and I grew up with that, and that's in my spirit, and that's why whole culture resonates with me right now to this day. But the way that it's being purveyed and how it is, and see, that's why I struggle with it, because is this something that we got to be ashamed of and we got to hide? But as Black people, we got to get our counter narratives together. This ain't the only music. This ain't the only thing. Yes, let them exist, right? Because as soon as we send our energy to it and say that it's the wrong thing to be doing, right or wrong, where attention goes, energy flows, period. Like the universe don't understand language. It understands desire and intention, right? So we have to create counter narratives in order to counteract that shit.
Wow. Heavy on the philosophy, baby. Heavy on it.
What kind of lawyer you want?
Let me let Mez go.
Okay.
Yeah, let me let Mez go, and then I'm gonna let Toya, you next. Jamez, you ready?
I ain't that boring now. I know he ain't went to sleep.
I know, Mez. Okay, next Toya, because I'm calling Mez and he isn't responding. Toya, you had your hand up?
Yeah, I was gonna say that I didn't, because she said when I think Two Live Crew and the other
Uncle Luke
and all of them came out, that was like that Miami Southern flow kind of thing. And to be completely honest, although it was in my generation, like I was like maybe 16, 17 when that came out, I wasn't a fan of it. It just was put on me. I didn't have a choice to not be a fan of it, right? So Shake Them Titties, I didn't really have no boobs, right? So how was that really putting me in? And now it was making me realize what I was lacking, right? So a lot of the music that did come out could have been for the movement of shaking and dancing, and all I want to do is zoom, 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 and the boom, boom. Like all of those things made me as a child realize what I was lacking. Not to say it in that term, right? But then I had to find out where I was gonna fit in. Where am I gonna fit in this genre of music? Where do I fit in with this shaking of the dancing? And to be honest, dancing and gyrating is really cultural.
Right.
You look into African music, you look into samba music, you look into Latin music. It, like she said, it is a vibration. Music is all about frequency and vibration. And that's really what we are.
That's why I said we sexualize it with the babies, but they just resonate with that. And then too, that's that goddess vibration when you move your hips. And once we sexualize it, that's where everything get messed up at.
Yeah, it got you, and it
can I interrupt really quickly?
Go ahead.
The reason why I gave that example is because I also danced at Harlem School of the Arts. Brittany and I, we took ethnic, jazz, and modern. And to your points, our culture and our African culture, that's how we communicate and that's how we learn and thrive through the art of dance. But there is other movements, right, within dance. And what she sees is mostly the twerk and the booty popping, and it's not the intricacy of dance is what African
so
dance.
that's exposure. It's just more exposure, Yeah.
Exactly. So then the question lies whether that is positive exposure, negative exposure. Where's the balance?
And see, this is the last thing I'm gonna say, I promise. As when I said the word exposure, see what it is it's a chicken and the egg thing at this point, because Black culture runs global culture. So everybody's gonna be twerking this shit right now. Everybody. Yeah. So at this point, you're going to literally have to tell her some other shit about Blackness.
Right.
Because everybody's gonna be twerking. Yeah.
I mean,
sorry to cut you off, Toya, and then Mez, we were calling on you. Finish up your last points, Toya, then Mez.
Oh, girl, I just think I think I kind of got, but like she said, it's the vibration. I don't think it's weird you said that, and like we run our cultural music runs, and I don't think we do. I think the thing is we're saturated with it because it is our culture that we're seeing, but we do not saturate the industry. Like when you watch American Music Awards, and when you watch the Country Music Awards, and when you be like, who that person? I ain't never seen them before, because they're
that's not real.
sellers.
That's not real. That's them reinforcing the narrative. That's them reinforcing the narrative that they still got control over the image and the optics. But if you look, look at Justin Bieber. If you look at where things are going, and edges and big booties and big lips and how they bands. I posted that in our text. It's a video on social media. They speak Spanish, but when they talk about the money, it's 20 bands, right? So our lingo, it's like little elements. And see, that's the thing. The word is pilfered. The Black culture is being pilfered. So when stuff is being pilfered, you don't notice it. You don't notice it until it rises to a level where there is alarming because your foundation, whatever, like termites, right? Termites, they pilfer from the foundation. And then next thing you know, your shit falling in and you got to come and get somebody to tell you what the fuck's going on and it's termites. Right. So people they take little elements of Blackness and that's why we don't notice that is happening. And then they flip and sell it back to us. So that's what I mean. Like if you look at how pants fit, look at how clothes fit, look at the wig styles, look at the makeup styles, look at the contouring, what facial structure they trying to get. Like Black culture drives this shit, but it can only drive it as long as we don't know it and we don't realize it, because then we're gonna want that equity. We're gonna want to control that narrative, and that they don't want that.
I don't think so. Because you're saying that we're being pilfered, which means that our culture is just but this much. Our culture is drugs. Our culture is beauty. Our culture is speaking.
Oh no.
Wait,
no.
Let me just 2 seconds.
Sorry.
Right?
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying I was saying that. I'm sorry.
Speaking in a different kind of form. Like that's our only bit of culture. Like that we can't sing love songs. We can't be violinists. We can't
all of
be
that.
right.
Justin
So right.
Bieber.
So
Yes.
that's what I'm saying. So our culture, when we say things like, oh, that's just our culture. We're making what we are so very small to be able to be picked upon. There's so much more to us. But what's happening is just the disadvantage of our lives is now being glamorized, right? Because the reason why people speak in what we call ebonics, et cetera, was because of lack of education. So there was certain ways and certain things, like when we speak, when you hear, like if I was to say, oh, I like to did that. Oh, that like to did, that word don't exist. Oh, but I did like to did. It is mine. That's not like, so when we say things like that, right now we sound uneducated, right? We talk about bands. How's many bands?
I disagree,
right?
Sally. Go ahead. Yep.
Right? And I got bands. I got this. I got that. That is, again, us just colorizing normal words, but that's not all we are. So when we say things the culture is just, this is just our culture and this is it. There's so much more. Like my daughter could sing about a boy liking her from next door and being a happy, silly girl. Why is that only Taylor Swift kind of music? Like why she can only sing about the boy next door and this and that. But when it comes to my color, I have to talk about sucking dick and twerking. Why? So that's where I'm coming from when I'm saying like, our culture is that's not our only piece of culture.
Okay, that's not our culture.
We're gonna double back.
That's hip hop. Yeah. That's hip hop music. That's not our culture. Period.
Right. Let's double back. We're gonna go to Mez and then Ron.
I was being entertained, like to see, I ain't the only one that gets to, that. Right? Nah, but seriously, as far as hip hop and what social media is, we can't negate the fact of the culture vultures, the ones that exploit us, the ones that capitalize off of what was ours. Now I'm agreeing with Toya, not solely, that's not the only thing that ours, but everything is ours for the most part, or 90% of it. And hip hop in particular is absolutely ours. It's our thought, it's our creation, it's our we brought that into fruition, right? And they give us these images of saying, oh, it's the hip hop that's doing it, right? But hip hop never influenced us. We influenced hip hop. I'm 43, God willing, right? So I'm fortunate enough to be around with Kane, Cass, Houdini, that era of music, right? Mm-hmm. I'm from Uptown, 140, 9th Street, Convent, right?
Right.
And then the Richie Porters of the world came, and the Alpos, and the AZs, and the LAs, and the Kevin Childs, et cetera, et cetera. And the rappers, the Kings, the Rakims, if you go look at Rakim, first album, Paid in Full, he's looking like the real 50 Cent. He's looking like what Kev Childs was looking like on the block. And then we fast forward, right? It's a backpack rap. Tribe Called Quest, Jungle Brothers, et cetera, De La Soul. And those brothers was emulating Dr. York, Sahara, that movement of consciousness that came, in the midst of the crack era.
Look, man, can I ask you to speak on kind of like that division of rap? Because it did go, they started calling it gangster rap, and then there was the other alternative. And so as a Black person, you had to choose a side, right?
No, right.
No, I'm saying like that was the perception. Like if you like this, then you weren't that. But how did that happen? How did the music split off like that?
One just got annihilated. That I said, that Jungle Brothers, that Das Effects, that Leaders of the New School. This got annihilated. Yeah. Because you gotta understand that music, what makes hip hop great, what makes music great, is music is an emulation of life, right? So you're gonna have the soulful people, the Luther Vandross, the Whitney Houston, right? You're gonna have the rebels, the Rick James, the my homegirl that just died, Issa Noel, right? You're gonna have the Pain, the Marvin Gaye's, the Donny Hathaways, right? Because music reflects what you're going through. So when they labeled it,
look, I smiled when you even said that like that. Just, you know, I smiled when you said his name.
Right. So, but when you say gangster rap, it was a gangster rap. The reality, it was parts of this country that was suffering.
Yes.
Was living
and
hard.
So they put that narrative on it to
capitalize on it. Right. So Eazy-E, where he was from, Tim Dog, where he was from, Diamond D, he in the Bronx, in the slums of the South Bronx, right? So these type of artists was just reflecting what their reality at the time was.
And then media sensationalized it.
The media sensationalized it when they realized what Latoya was saying, that they had to either capitalize on it or let us have it. Let us have it is never going to happen. Not without resistance. Like that's, I mean, we go.
I absolutely agree, and that's why I said we're gonna have to change the narrative, because this system operates off of language and words, and when it's time, it's not gonna be a fight. It ain't gonna be one bullet shot. It's going to be that narrative then switched, and we done got control of that, and that's just what it's gonna be.
However, bigger than that, we have to at some point get back to accountability, right? Again, what Toya said, you are in control of your kingdom, whatever that may be, right? And people want other people to dictate that, but then have the freedom to say what they like and what they don't like, right? My grandmother tell me, if you don't get your business and affairs, if you don't get your affairs in order, somebody will come in and manage them for you, right?
So hold on, stop just a minute.
Right.
Because whenever people talk about deceased people, we got to give them a minute to come into the space and be in here real quick. That's just the thing for me. And then too, that's the divine, you're channeling a divine message right now for all of us. So whatever we need to get in order, I know I do. Thank you, Granny. There you go. Sorry.
So again, to Toya's point, we have to be accountable, and I'm a hypocrite, right? I'm a contradiction because I'm human, right? Some days I want to love everybody, and everybody Black means something to me, and I'm just so emotionally connected, right? Energetically connected. Some days I want to kill everybody. Some days when I see you, I see a queen. No, serious. I see a queen. I see a beautiful woman. I see all the things that aspire me to be great. Other days, you're just a bitch. So, all
right, and on that note, let's let Ron talk. Right. Because y'all could go back. I already see y'all energy aligning, and we could do this all night.
Yeah, y'all honestly went off. I started watching like the viewers. No, they went off. Y'all all made valid points, but I think, damn, I lost my train of thought listening to y'all. Y'all really made valid points, but I think all of y'all made great points. But I think it's the machine that's behind this music. And I think this is why we get, it's the machine behind the music. And like LT said, you just need something to combat it. And there's nothing to combat it at the moment, and if there is something to combat this, like you said, gangster music, hip hop music, booty shaking music, we got so much of it to the point where we're oversaturated with it, with nothing to combat it. See, back in '89, like you said, you will have a Tribe Called Quest, but you also got Daz Effects, and you also got Onyx. So now you got a choice. Mm-hmm. But now on the radio, you just oversaturated with it. And with that, it leaves the kids no choice but to, hey, after a while, if I heard the song 1,000 times in the car with mommy on the radio, hey, I'm gonna sing along. I know the words now. Like, you know, I might as well say, kill that, you know, and shake that. And there's nothing to combat it. I think this is why we get so much.
That is so.
This is where the hassle comes in, because we have nothing to combat it. Yeah,
and see, that's why
it's the machine behind the music.
Wait, let Toya speak real quick. She got hands up. I'm sorry. Go, Toya.
Like Ron, you just basically everything that everybody has just been saying, you just put it in one shaker and you shook it up like a drink. And we all sipping from that tea right now, because if you guys have been watching the stories recently about the Black Panther movement, recently watching the stories of Aretha Franklin, watching the stories of all of our Black Billie Holiday, you see where the narrative is coming about the government. Like, I don't care if this live, you see me closer.
Preach, Toya. Hallelujah.
The CIA and FBI understanding that music is power in our culture. That's how they used to send messages. Oh, master coming down the block now. So whoever was getting ready to plan that escape, that good old song that he didn't know what y'all was singing about, that was the message, right?
Wait near the water. Wait near the water.
Wait in the water, right?
Wait near the water. I'm gonna come get you. You just wait near the water. Like,
you heard? So boom. Let me learn you something a little bit, right? Now, the same way they found someone to implant in the Black Panther Party, a party put together for protection of a specific color. Literally, the CIA used
put together by
money.
That color. Put together by those people.
The crack era too.
Right.
The crack era too.
Specifically,
it funded the war in Nicaragua.
Hello, use government money. Money I'm sitting, folding my t-shirt. How can I take your order? All of that government funded money was specifically to annihilate one race, okay? And they realized that music was what we were really into listening to. It is, it controls them. It has certain things from them. Okay. So let's talk about how we gonna shoot the clock up. He talked about, mind you, half them raps was people struggle. Like, it was talking about people struggle. I see my man get popped on the block, is sad. Like, we talking about Wu-Tang, talking about I see cereal, I see roaches. This was pain that they were talking about.
Grandmaster Flash.
Right? Hello. It's like a jungle sometimes, and it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. Like, this is the pain. And at some point, we started to get hip to the game. So
fight
now
the powers that be, right?
Right? Yeah. So now we all in accord. Like, oh shit, we got to get our shit together. Like, we got to come together. Oh, no, y'all not coming together.
Change the narrative.
Oh, no.
Change the
Let me
narrative.
show you how we really do this. Right? Let me show you how I'm really going to do this.
Let me talk to you. But also, we got to take accountability at some point.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And this is why I say we so naive to certain things. Yeah, you're right. We so naive to certain things.
We are so, it's like somebody brought up a story. I don't know who it was about ants. I don't know if it was from us or something I was watching about putting ants in a jar. And you'll watch how first almost 100 ants will try to kind of crawl out because they know they're not supposed to be capped in. Then eventually by the next week, you might see 50 ants trying to get out, because now the rest of the 50 like, fuck it, this where we at. Then by the next week, he's like, you may see 20 ants. And then by the week after, you see maybe one ant at the top. When he threw that in, that type of terminology is exactly what the music has done to us. That is what it has done to us. There's no more jazz. There's no more blues. There's no more happy music where you see your woman and you want to dance for her. You want to love her.
I was telling my man that.
More of that.
Hey, yo, the little kids think it's messed up to love a girl.
More of that. That's what I'll disagree with.
Hey, y'all better get you a Leon Bridges.
No, there
Tiana
is
Major and Pandora Station.
There is more, but
no
let me
music.
speak real quick. To Ronald's point, there is more, but we have to take accountability for the consumption. What are we consuming? What are we buying into? And radio has saturated so much that they play the same kinds of music. So unless you're digging and trying to discover or being exposed to those different types of genres of music, you won't be exposed to it.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Where is that new artist about love?
It's just not being smacked in your face. It's not a mainstream. You have to do your due diligence.
Let me touch the topic. You know what's one of the worst things we did? One of the worst things we did as a culture and as a people, right? We was on to something. We had FUBU, we had Sean John, we had Rockaware. Yo, we was about to take over the clothing industry. We was literally about to take over fashion completely. We had it on lock, right?
Nietzsche.
And Nietzsche, we had it on lock. What was Nelly with Vocal? We was on somewhere.
Apple Bottom.
They dropped into the music. Yo, you ain't got Gucci? You ain't got Fendi?
Ladies.
We shot ourselves in the foot. You see what they say, Kanye just became the, $6 billion? That could have been everybody. But we shot ourselves in the foot saying, yo, you still wear Rockaware? Shot ourselves in the foot. We could have so many black billionaires if we didn't shoot ourselves in the foot. Just at that point, yo. It would have
we weren't easily manipulated.
No, it's back to accountability.
Britney's been one of the
and that's why I say we got to take accountability.
Take accountability.
Everybody
I agree. We transition with that. Take accountability, but also stay woke. Brittany, then Mez.
I mean, I don't really have much to say. Everybody has touched the subject on point. I can just speak for myself. When y'all said about consuming y'all children, and that's so true. Me, I love trap music. That's me. But no lie, like when I'm driving to the city or when I'm taking my kids to school, I listen to Tadal. I don't listen to the music. I cancel my Sirius XM. I just don't listen to it because it's a radio version, but they do too much on the radio, personally for me. Mm-hmm. So what I do is when I'm in the car with my children, I love me my 90s R&B, my 702, my En Vogue. I ain't gonna lie, Tadal brought up music from the 90s that I totally forgot. Now my daughter, and you're right, because what we play is what they gravitate to. Mm-hmm. Aspen, she just love her My Love, So For Real. She wasn't even thought of when So For Real came out. I was over there doing the pepper seed with Destiny when the So For Real came out. You feel me? So I just said to say it is true. What we consume, what we throw out to our children, they like sponges, especially at taller age. They soak it up. So with piggyback on what you said too, Des, it's okay if Ilana, she listens to the music. She just want to dance.
No, but she doesn't. That's the thing. Let me clarify. Luckily, my daughter doesn't pick up to secular music. She's not the girl. That's why I started off by saying she's not the TikTok girl. So she's not like a girl who adapts to the secular music and the hip hop and R&B.
But I do feel where you be coming from when you see her pop that book, you be like,
if I have it on once or twice, or if it's scanned on YouTube and the next video comes on, like the playlist, that's when I've seen her do that. But for the most part, my daughter is a YouTube girl.
Yeah, these kids love
She's a kids bop girl.
Mm-hmm. That's why I was saying earlier in the chat.
She's a kids bop girl.
I'm not ashamed to say I ain't got cable. Back in the 90s, when you say you ain't got cable, it was like, oh, y'all ain't got no cable? Oh, your parents fuck all day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Type of shit. But it's just like, sorry, y'all, I got calls coming in. You know what I'm saying? But now in 2021, I'm okay to say, yeah, I don't have cable. I have a Fire Stick. My kids' room, I only have 2 apps downloaded. They either got the Disney Channel or they got the YouTube Kids. Mm-hmm. Oh, 3, Netflix. You feel me? And they got their own account to where it's a parental part. I have everything really programmed to where it's like they can't even know, like they don't even know about Old Town Road unless all that shit pop up on the Disney Channel or it pop up on YouTube. Like even what's Kiki?
And it was on the Disney Channel. Shit.
Yeah, my daughter loves Kiki. Do You Love Me? But she know that song because of the Disney Channel. You feel what I'm saying?
They play it in school. They play Bruno Mars, Old Town
Road. JoJo, all that shit. They play all that. But like I said, I just gotta keep them to just that because the internet alone will fucking. I have a son. And you know, he's raising a house with nothing but females. So don't get me wrong, y'all. Every day I'd be like, yo, people be like, yo, don't talk to him so tough like that. Nah, fuck that. I gotta talk to him tough. You wanna know why? Because he grazed around his sister and his mother. My son ain't gonna be no punk. He ain't gonna be no sissy. So some people may be like, oh, you aggressive. I don't care. That's a man I'm trying to raise. You feel me? So I don't need him to get sidetracked and be like, oh,
make sure
talking with his hands and shit.
Make sure you expose him to men that have a healthy balance of that feminine and masculine energy in them, because as women, when we have boys, our natural tendency is to send that masculine energy to them. I mean,
right,
but it's masculine within the context of feminine, and so it's kind of like that. If that's not the real masculine that they need that divine masculine.
Yeah, definitely.
What we're giving them is what we think a man could or should be.
Yeah, right? Don't get me wrong. Like, you're right. You know, sometimes like they talk to their dad.
That's how they end up being bitch ass niggas.
You're like, right. You motherfucking right. You feel me?
Yeah, because we giving them fake masculinity when we do that. We got to get them around.
But don't get me wrong. I don't want you to think
episode. That's a whole different episode. So with that, let's go into the second question. Should couples and relationships address their challenges publicly in the way that Derek Jackson with the X, okay, and his wife chose to do so? And are celebrity couples held at a different standard? So I'll repeat it. Should couples and relationships address their challenges publicly in the way Derek Jackson and his wife chose to? And let's talk a little bit about that. LaToya, and then we'll go to Mez.
Let me sip my tea real quick before I get to this, okay? Because my tea
about to act up.
It's all right. It's Palm Sunday. She could do that. It's Palm Sunday.
Okay. So again, oh God, this is the thing, right? We end up having to know about what he did, right? Because of his profession, right? His profession is what made him have to sort of like confess of his ill, whatever you want to call it, his ill movements or whatever, as he claimed it. I didn't live up to the standards in which I preach. That whole practice what you preach. So being guilty on that note. So that is what really technically forced him to be public with it, right? Because if he was not a relationship expert, if he was not a person of a specific profession that speaks on relationship, we would have not have known what was happening under the covers. That's my thing. The way that again, I talked to you about how I felt the way she showed up on camera.
Let's talk about that.
Right now, for me personally, right?
She looked like she was in a hostage situation.
Honey looked like I felt sad for her soul, because it was almost as if she was in a relationship that genuinely love was not given in the first place. That's the way she showed up. She showed up as we call it, homely, right? She showed up bonnet on. She showed up sad face. According to her, she might have thought she was showing up humble. She might have thought she was showing up submissive, as we've been having this conversation back and forth. Maybe she thought she was showing up where her man was the superior piece and he was the one who was leading the conversation. But in any event, when you have a first lady and a president, right? Michelle ain't showing up no other kind of way, but besides the way that she's supposed to show up, which is representing, right, the way that her man looks, right? If Derek showed up suited and booted, right? So sis, why you ain't show up suited and pumped on, right?
Well, Michelle got media training,
a little concealer here. Your legs should have been crossed and your hands should have been in your lap, right? Like, I'm a woman. Yes, he's showing his apologies because this is where it's at. Your shoulders should have been back. Your head should have been high. You should have been in your stance of, if you're playing this role and you're supposed to be counterparting to him and you're complimenting him, where was the compliment in that?
Okay, so let me interject.
Go ahead.
Are you referring to the 7-minute video? And this question is for everyone, are you referring to the 7-minute video in regards to how she came across, how her personality came across, or did you see the full 30-minute video where she admitted that she wanted to do the live?
Then even now that you're telling me that and she wanted to do the live, sis, I'm more upset with you because you knew that this was prepared. You were prepared for this, right? This is like you telling somebody, yeah, let me get a job interview. Yeah, I'm ready to get a job interview. I need this job. I need this money. And you show up that way. You can't show up to a job interview that way. And this is the way that you represent your relationship. I honestly, to be completely honest, I don't really follow too much of that type of stuff. Right. I'm going based off of the things that I saw. And then the conversation that I've had with other people about her even blaming her, almost like saying she's so fortunate to have him as a husband and that she's honored to be his wife. Don't get me wrong. There's a such thing as doing that. You can be honored to be someone's wife because of all of the good qualities they have. But at some point, where's the honor in having you as his wife? Where's the I know we're going to go through this with Mez, but where do we both fall where we both are equally happy that we found each other, where we both know that we yoke on both ends? I'm good at this, you're great at that. So that makes us we have this on our scale.
Okay.
To me, G was like this. It was about what she gave me through this live she asked for.
Right. So for me, the conflict lies like oftentimes we grab these sound bites as consumers and followers, etc., and we don't get the full scope. So in order for me to try to navigate this conversation and pose this question, I wanted to see the full video. And within the full video, it together and collectively, they were expressing to their fans and supporters and followers that they weren't trying to make excuses for anything that happened, but it was more so from a renewing perspective. Like they were thanking God that that he got them through, and they wanted to provide a testimony. That's what it was more so based on, versus the 7-minute video where Derek was speaking most of the time, admitting that he cheated. But the 30-minute video, she was up there basically saying why she left, why she didn't want to come back, what chose her to come back, and why God has renewed him, and why she is back with him based on that renewal. So now, Mez, you take it.
I've seen both, right? And first off, let's be totally clear, right? Sucker niggas get what sucker niggas get. That's just that coon. That's it. Right? That coon saw a financial opportunity in the betterment of you women, right? And he rolled on it, right? Because any man in this world know that we are imperfect, we are fallible, right? And being a man, especially in the areas of sex, right? So the fact that he cheated or he got caught slipping, any man that's gonna look in the mirror and be real with himself ain't gonna throw no stones at that. Because whether you act on or whether you don't, we struggle with that concept on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, yearly basis. I mean, I'm not a woman, so I can't speak for the woman dynamic or how you might. But it's complicated, nature, society, what a man is, how men that are accessible to women.
Jabez, you cutting up. You're cutting up, Mez. Is he paused on your end, or can you hear him? Well, we'll go back to you, Ron.
Yeah, he was cutting up on my end too. You know what's funny? I don't really care too much about stuff like that and situations like that, so I don't really have an opinion on it. But when they brought it to me, like I've seen his page before, and he full of shit. I know, you know guys like that. That's a guy. He's pretty much full of shit. He just like messed up, was riding the wave to make some money, which is cool, or, to gain followers. I don't know if he initially said I'm gonna make money, but I know he gained followers through buttering up women. And, the guy's always wrong. Leave that kind of guy. But as far as the woman's appearance, my lady brought it to my attention, and I didn't think about it this way, and that's why it's great to have somebody on your side. She said, yo, some women are that secure. Maybe she's securing herself enough to just come on camera like that. Like, I really don't care what you guys think. Like, you know, I don't care if you guys know what's going on in my relationship. And I said, that's a powerful thing, because that's true. There are people who think that way. I see Latoya shaking her head. There are people who do not care what you think.
Tell your lady I said hi, motherfucking five, because that's right.
Yeah. Some people do not give a damn what you think. And, you know, she maybe just came on camera saying, you know, I'm going to address it with you, but I don't care what you think. And I think he did I seen some of that. He did do a lot of deflecting the topic and, you know, putting a lot of the weight on God. And that wasn't cool. That was corny to me.
Why was she? No, God is a go-to.
Yeah, God, that was real corny to me.
God is a softener because nobody want to publicly say, fuck that. That's not what God.
Yeah. And that's what I said. That was real corny of him, yo.
But according to the wife, she was saying she didn't want to take him back if he didn't build a relationship with God. And he started to build a relationship and was baptized a year ago. So that's where the conversation, you know,
deflected about God.
Dominated. Yeah. Like the relationship they had with God was more so the center of the conversation.
Right.
No, and I'm saying no to confidence. I'm very confident too. It is a choice that you make to come on a certain way.
But you do fashion, Toya. That's unfair. You do fashion.
It is a choice. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a choice. You do fashion, Toya. Like you probably go to the bathroom fresh. Like everybody don't feel like that. Like
see, this is my thing.
Let me just say this real quick.
Go ahead. Can I say something to the original question or the original topic? I just wanted to like jump in and say, I actually didn't watch the videos because, again, I mean, like whoever said, I don't really follow stuff like that, scandals and stuff, because I got this saying that Black people can do no wrong. So whenever there's an opportunity to shit on Black people, I kind of just like take my energy up out of that space. But what I will say is, if he should have apologized publicly, this is the thing about being a celebrity. It's a persona, right? I was talking to my homeboy this morning. I said, shit, Lil Nas X is gay, but let's say his real name, Dante. But shit, Dante Jones probably ain't, right? And I know you like, well, how the fuck can he be gay and then he not be gay? When you become a celebrity, you have to create a persona. You have to create a persona so that you create a barricade between the public and yourself, right? So I say this, yep, he should have apologized as Derrick Jackson, the internet influencer, but as the man Derrick Jackson, Jackson, fuck all y'all, hell the fuck.
Can I say just real quick? I don't really, to piggyback what everybody said, I think when you're a celebrity, you have no personal life. You have no low key, like how we all, so I don't know who's Greek as far as like fraternity and sororities, but what we call it GDIs, goddamn individuals. And a GDI is us. Well, in the Greek world, GDI is people that's not Greek. But in our world, we are GDIs. They're not. Cardi B, Offset, Quavo, Sweetie, Derrick Jackson, they're not GDIs. The minute they sign that contract with any record label, Atlantic, Sony, QC, whoever, your life is now public. So at that point, they have to, whenever they're a public figure, if they was a Bernice Burgos, or if they was a Offset, or if they was a look at Ella and A Boogie. Same with that. Like A Boogie out here looking thirsty, taking pictures with condoms because now he has broken up with his kid's mother. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, as women, we could deal with so much disrespect. Same with men. They could deal with so much disrespect. But when you are in a public figure eye, you have to put it all out there. Same with Kirk Franklin and his son. It was fucked up that his son recorded their conversation, bitch ass nigga shit. But like Kirk Franklin, if he was a GDI, that nigga would have never apologized. He would have never got on social media and said, oh, I'm sorry for cursing my son out. Black parents were like, fuck him. I birthed him and I'll take his ass out. He was disrespectful. This nigga can't come back in my house.
But the persona has to apologize because that's gonna fuck up the
because they are a celebrity. That's what
right.
I'm saying.
But no, it's not that. It's not even because they're celebrity. Because if they don't apologize, then that's gonna fuck up the flow of currency and their influence as a celebrity.
But that's again,
and so
you're
as
an
an individual,
figure.
he probably don't even care and probably don't even mean that shit. Who gives a fuck? I'm gonna go do this shit again tomorrow.
You're right. So you know what I'm saying? When it comes, you're right. So to boil it down to my answer with Derrick Jackson, I like you said, Destiny. I mean, like I'm saying, Destiny, I don't feel like would he have apologized to the public like that if he was just like one of us? Hell no, because he don't have to explain shit to nobody. Just like what LT said, and just like what Toya said, and Ron and Nez. They only doing it because, like LT just said, it's gonna fuck up their endorsement deals. It's gonna fuck up their money. Same with Cardi B and Offset. They flipped that shit real quick. They got back together real quick. It was
I think the whole Quavo with Sweetie shit was to get a bag. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Because now Black Love is trending.
I thought I was
her saying doing an interview with her ex-boyfriend. How about that? Sweetie doing an interview with her ex-boyfriend and saying, "Oh, if that nigga paying all the bills and taking care of everything, yeah, I'll let him pick the nigga to do a threesome." Girl, you know you lying. You was not gonna let two niggas bang you. Stop.
Yeah, so let's add more context. No, I love that. I love that example.
Listen,
hold on, Nikki. I love that example you just brought up because we're gonna let one of the fellas get into this. Sweetie was on a podcast called Respectfully Justin, where Justin Combs and Justin LeBoy co-host, right? That's now airing on Revolt TV. And apparently, Sweetie and Justin Combs dated in the past. And we knew as far as to date, when the podcast aired, she was dating Quavo. So one of the questions she was asked by Justin LeBoy was, if you had a chance to do a threesome because your man has been so good to you, and of course we all are assuming, he's referring to Quavo, would you allow, your man to do a threesome, and who would you choose? So her answer was, I would choose a man. Right.
So her answer was, I would let him choose him.
Right. I would let him choose the man that would join us in this threesome. Right. So now this is where the conversation in the chat is in regards to double standards.
And she's trying to feminize Black men and make them gay with that narrative too. For real.
But again, that could be your perspective. That could be your perspective, but the perspective of others, and even Angela Yee said it on Breakfast Club, was that first of all, we all know
I don't trust nobody that work in the media, but go ahead.
We all know that she all wanted to react. Well, what if I work in the media? Girl, bye. So we all know that she wanted a reaction, right? And even Nicki Minaj's history was good for giving us what we wanted, giving us a reaction. She denied Safari for years, and that was her whole boyfriend, while she was doing what she needed to do to monetize and climb that ladder of success, like was groping on Drake and Wayne, but that's neither here nor there.
That's her persona, though.
Let me finish, Nikki. Let me finish. So, in my opinion, she was giving the viewers what they wanted, which was a reaction. And according to Angela Yee, a lot of women use that answer that's basically saying no. Like, I know he wouldn't want to do it with a dude, so instead of me saying no, I don't want to do a threesome.
I see. That was smart.
To throw it off and to deflect. Choose a male. So fast forward, Justin LeBoy, what he said after the everyone, the chaos, he was like, ladies, a threesome with two guys isn't a threesome, it's a train.
Absolutely.
So now let one of the fellas, with all that being said, let's address double standards. Let's address that scenario and that specific answer. Was Saweetie out of line for even saying it? Even if she wanted to give a reaction, that's not really how she felt. Was she out of line for being on a podcast with her ex-boyfriend and then answering the question in the way she answered it?
No, I don't think she was out of line. I think the narrative is out of line, right? First off, the narrative is this, right? If I'm a good boy, right? if I'm doing all of the good things, then my reward is some sort of sexual gratification, right? Which is bullshit. God or the creator, whatever you deem, created sex, right? To produce children, naturally, right? And then a way to bond, right? It's a way to be intimate with one another, right? You giving me sex isn't a reward.
I like that. I love it.
I like that, man.
Go kill 8 lions and 4 tigers, right? To get a piece of a trim. Because on the other end, just like me having sex with you isn't a reward, right? Second off, this idea of 2 men and 1 woman being the same as 2 women and 1 man go back to this old, timeless, tiring narrative that we are the same, right? My nature, it's one block, right? It's food on one block. I'm on the block, Gunner's on the block, right? I have a family, Gunner have a family. It's not my nature to share with him, right? I was taught that by my mother when I was 2. When I had a toy or another boy had a toy and I took the toy from him, my mother said, nah, you share. Then when I went to school and it was 1 beef patty and I wanted the beef patty, society taught me to share. So something that's dear to me as a woman is just not my nature to share, not a woman I care about. Right now, if it's a fly by night and the son that me and Gunner doing, cool, right? But it's not my nature to share something that I care about with him being my brother still, right? Women nature is not that way because again, we are not equals. We are not the same. We don't have the same vibration. We don't have the same kinetics, right? So her doing that was just, I agree with you, was being funny because if Quavo was anything resembling a king, that's not something he's going to do with someone he cares about.
Right.
So I do believe it was a good strategic tactic. Like, leave me alone with this shit. I'm not really into that. And cool.
All right, Ron.
Get it on. I disagree with.
No, thank you, Mez. I appreciate your answer, Ron.
Yeah, I think what she did was real smart. I think that was a great answer to get it out there. That was very smart. And I think a lot of it may be for shock value, and it worked because we're talking about it now. But I don't think, like Matt said, I don't think you want to share your partner. I think that's what a woman or man, honestly. If that's something that you really care about, I just don't think you would want to share your partner. Like honestly, I don't think that's something you want to do.
Especially if you're not into that type of thing.
Exactly.
I mean, even if you are, you're gonna pick a random.
It's all about context, right? Because, and then too, it's about the context that you coming into the dynamic with. Because if I come into the context and we swingers, then of course I know I'm going to share you with somebody else, right? And so again, we're looking at it from the perception of people that aren't celebrities, who not trying to get their next interview, who ain't trying to scare up their next bag, and who's not, when we talk about the CIA and FBI, these are their operatives. These people say things and do things in a manner and use certain imagery in their visuals and stuff to continue to toe a dominant narrative, and not even a narrative that's out and loud, but just one, like I said, that you already got this programming from when you was little, and just, it's like, it really is a computer program. It's like, okay, flip on the black simulation, now play this. Okay, turn the black simulation down a percentage, turn up the whatever simulation, and now play this. And that's another thing. It's not an or. It's percentages and levels. It's like you put like a puppet string. If you really look at society, like people got this shit like a puppet string, and then you gotta move. If you want the knee to move, you gotta move this finger and that finger. And so it's that, and so I think one thing we should be careful at is.
So are you saying, I'm just trying to clarify, are you saying her answer was manipulated by the strings that she's being controlled by?
I absolutely believe that answer was I'm not gonna, I mean, you know, I ain't gonna say whether she was conscious of it or not, but it's absolutely an answer to continue to toe a certain agenda that I see in play.
What's that
right
agenda?
now.
What's that agenda specifically?
Definitely homosexualizing Black men.
Oh, that's
and not even homosexualizing them, but making them question if them not agreeing with homosexuality is a you know what I'm saying, is something wrong with them. And then coming with the toxic masculinity, and then homophobia, and then, you know, the black community and the Black men are the least tolerant of. We tolerate everybody. That's why we ain't got shit now, because we too goddamn motherfucking nice. That's right. But that black seed, that once they get the Black men under control, it's a wrap. Because the Black woman, we're gonna have to come naturally. You know what I'm saying? So what they're gonna do is either find a way to make less, which is make Black men fuck other Black men, or they're gonna find a way to turn Black women again away from them so that they don't create more melanated people. You know what I'm saying? So I absolutely do think that answer was in line with that agenda.
They been did that.
Well, and that's that on that. I'm sorry, Gomez.
They been try against us when they told you, excuse me, when they gave you women's suffrage, when they told you was equal, when they
Okay, listen, go ahead. Because you're getting into my area now.
Man, you better stop what you're saying.
When they place feminism, I'm sorry, I can't say the word, that word. When they place that over you being just a Black person, right? They turn you against me. You use words like toxic masculinity, right?
Well, how? But you, what kind
wait, T, let him speak.
Yeah,
no. I didn't listen. I don't use that word. I just used it to give an example of how they try to make Black men seem like they're that.
I agree, but you used the word. That's what he's saying. He said you used the word toxic masculinity.
Okay, I didn't use the word.
Wait, go ahead, Biz. I'm trying to see your point right here. Yeah.
Right. So they understand. Sorry. Shit.
Get some water, man.
Put your arms up.
All right.
Okay, y'all. I'm gonna have to jump off in a minute and get on this Clubhouse call. So I might.
All right, my love. I know we've been on here for a while. Whoever needs.
Yeah, no, go ahead. I'm still rocking. Okay. I'm just giving you a heads up if I feel off.
Okay.
When they understood that throughout history, the woman has been the backbone, has been the guidance, has been a support system that allowed men to thrive. Right?
Not in the patriarchy, though. No, not in the patriarchy.
No, sir, I'm trying to hear this shit.
No.
Hold on. Let him finish.
Go ahead,
myself.
Well, I can't agree to that premise. I can't agree to that.
LT, hold on. Let him.
This is the only caveat I have for you, man.
Yeah, but you gotta let a person finish what they're saying before you fully know what you agree and don't agree with.
Man,
interject a part of what you don't agree with, because then that's not the full thought.
That was not
now
the
look
case
at this. You see what I'm saying? Look at this.
It's all right.
Go ahead, man. Say what you're trying to say.
Right. Even in a patriotic system, the word patriotic just means it's male dominant. Like matriotic means it's
okay, all right. Yep.
Right.
Masculine.
Masculine is a similar,
it's
but not
energetic. Masculine is the energy.
LT, you could tell you're gonna be a lawyer
up in here because you're using your lawyerness. You keep cutting everybody off. No disrespect, LT is too much.
No, it's fine. I mean, I can multitask.
Yeah, thank you.
I need to hear your point so that we know what we're counteracting. It keeps getting interjected. She's objecting everything you're saying. I can't do it.
Okay, but you are too right now.
If you go to Kemet, if you go to Kush, if you go to the Mayans, the Serenians, any place in time where Black people were dominant, right? We have always revered Black women. We make statues for them. We make paintings for them. We write songs for them. We fight wars for them. We die for them, right? Etc. Right? So when suffrage came, suffrage was a white woman issue because the white men, right? they had Black Plagues, they had Dark Ages, they had these things where they were the Fred Flintstone, I forget his wife's name.
Wilma.
Right, Wilma Flintstone. That's not a Black thing, right? So what they figured was if they could take you from us, we will be weak. It will be hard for us to stand, right? In slave days, they took children, right? They come and get your children. Where's your husband at? Where's your husband plotting? What's your husband talking about, right? With threat to kill the child, right? Nature says the mother tends to the child, right? So they then turning you against me. Then, if I don't have no money, right? If I meet you outside, I make $6 an hour, I got a pair of Pumas on and Gus jeans, right? Your sisters, your mothers, your aunts told you, don't fuck with him if he broke. If he don't have no money, he has no value.
Okay, so when and where did the suffrage movement rip women, Black women specifically, when Black women still didn't even have their equal rights?
Because Black women,
Black men or women didn't have rights. How did that separate us?
Black women.
Ron, answer.
No, the message speaking on the feminist movement. White women and white men had their own relationship. Black men and Black women, we didn't have nothing. We didn't even, when you go prior to, we were fighting for civil rights. We just want you to recognize us as human beings. That's Black women and Black men. Please just notice us. We here. That's both of us. So the white woman was saying, hey, I want to go to work too. Hey, I want equality too. Black women, you knew you couldn't get down. Like we can't even get down, so you can't get
Black
down.
women was already working. They were in the houses. Not to cut you off, Ron. Go ahead. No, Ron. No, because I'm agreeing.
No, you're not letting me finish.
Cut you off, Ron.
You were working in the house. You couldn't get a job. You weren't working for capital. And you weren't working for capital. You
couldn't sign a contract. You couldn't vote.
So now the thing is, what I'm saying is the white woman and the white man had their issue as a couple. And the white woman said, hey, this is feminism. Come on, Black woman, fight with us. We need feminism. And this is what Mez is speaking to, because Black women ran over there. And this is how they separated the Black man from the Black woman. That's what I believe Mez was addressing.
But this is what you got to understand, though. Back then, it was a lot
I don't agree.
It was a lot of women. It was a lot of melanated women who were coming into money from like Native American Indian settlements or their husband dying. They couldn't sign contracts. They couldn't even get the money. And it's the case, some of the people, they changed their race to white so that they could travel on the train. So the thing, when we had this discussion, we have to be cognizant of the fact that the Black identity is a system creation.
A lot of white people signed up to say they were Native Americans as well.
Right. That's
absolutely.
The whole.
I know exactly what you're speaking on.
But to bring the conversation full circle and to what Mez was saying, he left out a big part of history. When goddesses and women were revered, the book I was telling y'all about, it's called The Goddess versus the Alphabet. And the premise is that in every major civilization in history, once the alphabet was introduced, it switched more to words and analyzing and out of imagery and just that goddess, that feminine, that whichever left brain, whatever right brain. And so once you're using images and expression and dance and just like moving around in your environment, then the alphabet came and it hijacked, I guess, like your right brain. So now you got to be in this analytical mode and you got to know how to write and, do stuff like that. And so it's suppressing that femininity. And so now we're in a patriarchal framework. And so with slavery, with chattel slavery, if you believe that happened, that's where the equalization of the Black man and the Black woman happened right there. Because damn, she working harder than me in this plantation out here. She outworking me. Shit, I can know she done threw 4 bags of cotton over her shit to my 2 or my 3. So now
I disagree with that.
That's crap.
I disagree with that.
All right,
that's fine. That's fine. You can.
That's fine.
You absolutely can. Yeah.
So,
but all I'm going to say is the framework for the dynamic that we got with Black relationships, it didn't come with suffrage. That shit, it been in play.
No,
okay. All right. So let's let Bree. You want to tap in because you said that you disagreed. And then unless if Toya wants to tap in, and then we gotta wrap this up. I know you guys are ready to go.
On that too.
You said me, Tess?
Yeah, go.
I mean, I don't really have much to say as far as with that subject. I think we all hitting kind of in the same way, but kind of disagreeing. I'm ready to talk about the whole being in your phone and tend to your relationship.
All right. Okay. Yeah, so we'll end with that.
Can I ask one question though, real quick?
Yeah.
It's 4 women here, right? And this is a serious question, right? Do you want to be equal? Really?
So you cannot wait. Please let me.
What's the question?
As you can see, okay. So Mez asked,
do you really want to be equal?
Do we want to be equal?
Do you want to see? Let me phrase.
I'm making a statement.
I'm your significant other.
No, please let me talk. You're about to switch the whole dynamics, Mez, with this question.
All right, so let Toya finish, and then we'll double back. Toya.
Yeah, because I just wanted to piggyback first off, like I'm not even piggyback. I wanted to do a leap, right? A little lily leap with everything that Mez said, to what Ron said, to what LT said, to how one, right? Slavery, where Ron said, no, we weren't working for money. No, we were not working for money, but we were working, right? That was another thing that if we're going to keep bringing up race, right, that the white woman could not do. Although we were in her home, we were still doing things that she was not doing, right? So my Black husband was getting up and going out to work as I was. When we both came home, we both had a plight, the same plight, that we were being overworked. Even when we were on the field, I really doubt, and no disrespect to you, LT, I really doubt the conversation was, damn, she overworking me. Look at me. I really doubt that there was any type of jealousy that came up. I really think more so or less it was, how can I help my sister? How can I help my mother? How can I help my niece? How can I help my daughter? How can I help? Right? Because again, that was a block. We were all brought over underneath the same pretense. Nobody was on that boat saying, well, I wonder if you're going to be in the house. I wonder if you're going to be on the field. It definitely wasn't a conversation of agreeing or thinking, oh, I wonder if you're going to do better than I. I cannot believe we both were in suffrage together. So I really doubt that dividing of us started on the field. It started when we were not getting a chance to, when they were separating us on the block. When you were taking away my daughter from my womb and you were selling her to that home. When you were taking my husband away and making him the breeder for the next plantation. That is when it really started, because that was when we lacked seeing each other. Right. So I think we really, I know you're going to give me the history of this book, that book, but who wrote that book? Who wrote that government?
Oh, no, that's not even what I was saying. I'm not, boo. Right? Hey, listen, that's not what I was going to say. I didn't think the black man didn't say that within the context of jealousy. It was an awareness, right? If she working side by side with me and I'm supposed to be a man, but I'm not this white man and this white woman, right? Like, I don't think he went into a thing of jealousy. I think it flipped that framework of awareness of who and what he was as a man and what he was able to do and how he could show up. I don't think that's where he all of a sudden signed himself to being against the black woman. I think he started to like prioritize himself a little different way once he seen that he couldn't protect her and that she was working just as hard as him.
What really happened with the separation is exactly what you kind of just said, is where he saw he could no longer protect us in a way, and frustration is where the lack of separation came from. They started sitting on the wars. That's another way of separating us, leaving us on it. It's like a pride of women, and the king, who is the lion, is being murdered. Now this pride is left without the main protection. That is exactly the way that they demised our dynamics of family and culture. They were taking our daughters. Right. Our daughters had to like sell their, like this shit is way deeper than this whole 5-minute conversation.
Yeah, it's way deeper than this. I agree.
Slavery was not about skin tone.
It was a ritual. It was an energy harvesting ritual.
It was about the economy.
It was about currency, right? And the reality, because we come from the origin, we were physically built to be slaves. We were physically built for labor.
Mentally too. Mentally.
The Chinese people couldn't do it.
Right.
Crackers, they vampires, they burn up in the
They
sun.
knew the Europeans wasn't going to do it.
Right. No, we were strong enough and we could withstand that type of heat.
The Europeans couldn't take the sun, the duration of the sun.
Yeah, our physical ability.
Right. Asians, we had that melanin.
The Asians couldn't take,
we could be out there.
16 hours of labor. Physically, they would break.
That's why they went to Africa.
Right?
Yeah.
So no,
there's a book called
I agree. I totally agree with Latoya.
One mic.
I totally agree with Toya that slavery was
economic
in a sense, right? They didn't say we want to enslave black women or black men. We want to enslave them, right? But my contribution to slavery is what made us valuable to slavery, because white women can sew, white women can cook, white women can clean house, white men can't do field, white men didn't have the physical attributes that the black men had, and that's what made us valuable, right? The black woman womb was valuable because she could produce 10, 12, 15 healthy children, when white women could get 2, 3, and then multiple sclerosis come in and Down syndrome and all these other defects.
And
right?
too, it feels good. It feels good to actually make love to a black woman. Hence, the damn mulatto kid.
Look at Sarah Bartman. The Europeans used her as a fucking idol to say, like, this is beautiful. Look at her ass. Look at her lips. They fucking paraded her all around the world because of her body. Just alone her body.
Right.
Yeah, but we definitely went on to 4 or 5 other topics.
Turning you against me.
After addressing equality and inequality. So although this is the social media 101 part 2, I think that we definitely have to carry over these conversations and break these conversations up into isolated episodes, because this is so much being thrown at us and at our audience. So lastly, to wrap it up, because y'all been so patient, we were trying to get somebody else on here, which is what delayed us about 40 minutes. So with that being said, we want to bring it back and reel it back to social media and relationships, even with the time overlapping. And let's talk about if it's appropriate to spend a significant time on the phone using social media while you are with your partner, as per Brittany's request. We'll throw that question in.
So a mutual friend of Destiny and I, Ernest, I don't know if he's watching, but he said, yo, what would women or men do if we was back in the 90s, meaning Bell Atlantic days? We had the times where if you was tying up the line, the phone was busy, 3-way. Your mother knew you was tying up their line. When phones came out, we always had phones, but when social media came out, it was the texting. But remember, we started off with calling free calls at 9.
BlackBerry BBM.
Back BBMs. And then it was like the free calling and texting after 9 o'clock. It was like, that's his whole focus was cheating. Is it
more
now
accessible to cheat?
Right. Is it more
using your phone
now?
and being in your phone? And where's the disconnect? So who wants
right? And I just feel like he touched a great point, because it's like, damn, if we was back into the call ID stage where niggas wasn't really texting, niggas wasn't really on MySpace and Instagram. You was more so connecting with your partner. You wasn't on your phone. Now at dinner, the last time I ever went on a date, I remember we were on our phones. We were so focused on taking a picture of our meal, which is fucked up. Instead of connecting, instead of talking, instead of just saying, hey, we'll interest you into sliding into my DM or my inbox or even hollering. We don't do that anymore. We so focused on our phones. We so focused on group chats and texting that we don't connect with our significant others. And I just feel like, I think kind of the way we need to go back into before 2001, 2005, before Facebook.
So let Ron go, then LT. So let's talk about, are we dieting when it comes to using social media? Are we taking breaks? Or what are the rules?
I think Ms. B, you said a lot. You hit it. I totally agree. I think social media, the phone, literally the phone. I won't even say social media. Just the phone itself takes so much attention from everything we do in our everyday life that is sad. And in reality, I think it takes time away from our kids. I think it takes time away from us tending to our personal self. Like you say, you go to the dinner, you want to take a picture of your food, you want to take a picture of your shoes. And I think we're starting to live for everybody else. I think, you know what I'm saying? I haven't been to the club in a while, but if you go to the club now, nobody dances. Everybody like put their phone in the air. Everybody's literally going like, trying to show everybody that's outside the club what they're doing. Like, nigga, you in the club. Like, you want to show people that's all around the world what you're doing inside the club, and you're not tending to the people. So it's just like, I really do think the phone and social media plays a huge part in lack of attention, I'll
ask you, are you dieting? How?
Oh, I do all of the time. Yeah, I diet all the time. Usually I'll cut off my Facebook. I cut off my, I do it all the time. I don't pick up the phone. I don't respond to texts. I do it on my time. I try to keep it. Right. You know, of course I'm human. I get caught up too. But I definitely diet. I really try not to give the phone as much power over me as a lot of other people do.
I mean, real quick, I'm the same way. I'm kind of not dating, but I'm, still meeting people. And even when I'm giving my time to that person, I put my phone on do not disturb. And I only have it available to only my favorites can call, like my mom and my immediate family. Yeah. Because I just want to give that person my undivided attention. That's all.
That's it. Right. And that's like a respect level. I could dig it.
That's it.
Yeah.
LT?
Okay.
Yep, I agree with everything everybody else said. I think it depends on where you are generationally.
Yeah.
And again, the intention that y'all had as individuals before y'all agreed to this union, right? Because that might just be your thing. Even though I absolutely do agree that you're not present in the moment and all of those things, but I think that is supported in these timelines, right? I think before technology was the way that it is now, it was meant for us to connect with our bodies, and because our bodies are antennas. But now I think it's this sentient. Now we're doing the hive mind thing. So if our bodies are present together with one another and our minds are elsewhere, that's not to say that we're still not. It's probably not as deep as it could be, but I don't think it's a bad thing.
Okay. Toya, Mez?
I was 20 in 1997, right? And to my experience, my background, whatever, two things always existed, right? Extramarital sex, which some call cheating, right? And addiction. Those two things has always since the doctrine of man, right? So the phone, the social media is not adding to the cheating. I mean, people was cheating in 1991. People was cheating in 1971. People was cheating in 1831. People
was cheating before Christ. That's why they had concubines.
What I think is more so addressing, Mez, I think we're more so addressing the disconnect.
Oh, yeah, the disconnect you could put on social media at times, but I believe in the right to choice. And if you like someone, if you really into someone, you find the time and the moments and the space, right? And social media is a reality, like virtual learning, working from home. I mean, it's all gonna have its benefits, but it's gonna have its downside, right?
Right, I agree.
My son does virtual learning, but he does it on the couch with the laptop laying face down, with cheese doodles and Kool-Aid. So it's going to be ups and downs, but I don't think it's major to the point where it's the sole effect of dating.
And I think it's also about communicating to whomever you're with. Like, when we're together, put your phone down. Like, it's that simple. Or when we're together, I prefer you not to prefer you not to scroll Instagram or scroll Facebook, because if you don't communicate that and they're used to that, and it's a habitual nature for them to just connect via their social media accounts, that's what they're going to do.
But back to what Gunnar said, communication is vital. I totally agree.
It's seriously time consuming too, to get the right picture, to pick the right caption, Food code. Right, it's time consuming. You really paying attention to, I got to do this right. And then I'm gonna get one. So it's really time consuming. It's like, and then after you do it, you're looking for how many likes you get. Before you know it, you wasted
that's where the addiction kicks in.
It is. You wasted an hour and a half, man.
Yeah.
When you keep going back to see who liked it, that's where the addiction.
You wasted an hour and a half, man. Son don't even know your last name yet, man.
Listen, I pinpointed. I remember I was literally like looking for some shoes or an outfit or something because I had already seen a picture in my mind. Like, so when we do these, you know, when we do these pictures and stuff, we are tapping into our powers of visualization and manifestation. And we are creating a vibe too, which is what we're supposed to do as human beings. However, is Facebook really the motherfucker that we need to be giving that vibe and that vision to?
Listen, privacy breaching. Everybody, go to Spokio.com. All your addresses is up. Okay? Everybody's there. Toya, do you have something to say?
What's the address?
Spokio. There's websites that basically put your information that is accessible through different social medias that you tap into, different websites. And you can pay for like extensive reports, or you can, some of the basic, like, you know, at your address, your name, your phone numbers is accessible. Google yourself when you get off the phone.
Honey, you don't want to Google me.
Toya?
I wanted to just mention, well, social media and the conversation and lack of, my recent relationship, current, whatever we want to call it, we working on sometimes. He is like how Pat was last week. He has no social media. He has no accounts. He was completely Facebook, internet, Twitterless list. He has none of these. And at one point I felt a little bit like, well, damn, how you don't got no, you know, social media accounts, what you hiding? And it was just that he just didn't find any entertainment in exposing every moment of his life, as we are all discussing. And I'm the anything and everything had to be recorded. And my family was like, God damn, Sway, like you always on your Instagram, you always on your Snapchat. And in that relationship, I learned to disconnect and be more communicative with him, where we would then share certain things. So if I was on an app, it was me then showing him. So now we're looking at it together. If he's on YouTube, he's now showing me what he's watching or what he's into. So now this becomes a like a conversation.
That's next fucking level. That's like integrating that's probably where relationships are headed. That's dope. I like that.
Okay, well, I'm gonna let him know. Yeah. So then, yeah. But that actually, so what I'm, to my point, like it actually helped us build a tighter bond, because it was where, like, not to say he always knew what I did or I always knew what he did. We were always on the same wavelength of, as she just mentioned, like on the same page of. So if I'm laughing at something, you get to share my joy. If I'm feeling upset about something, like you're getting to share my emotion. If you feel the same way, do you not feel the same way about what I just watched? And now this is a form of communication. Now, if he was on an app, I don't know how that would have affected us. But being with the apps that he was on, we did always share those moments. Even when he would play 2K or play whatever games he was playing, I'm in the back, like, look behind you, look up, oh, shoot a ball. Like, we always were like technologically connected with one another. So for me personally, it didn't shift anything. I don't know. Yeah, it just did. It didn't shift anything for me.
Okay. And in closing, how do we feel about the term relationship goals? And we out of here. Who wants to take it off? How do we feel about the term relationship goals? Thank you, Toya, for giving us.
Yes, thank you, Toya, for giving us.
We hope y'all work that thing out. I'll be searching your profile on Facebook, whether you updated it or not.
Your relationship It's still. I think it's still relationship because we still just trying our fingers on things out. You know what I'm
saying? Listen, this Libra full moon is for partnership and communication. So take advantage of that. I would say Wednesdays and Fridays are good days to have difficult communications. Wednesdays are ruled by Mercury. Fridays are ruled by Venus. So take advantage of those energies. But yes, good luck. Good luck to you.
Relationship goals, guys. How do we feel about that term? Mez, wake
I
you
love
up.
it.
How do you feel about the term?
I love it.
Oh, you love it? Kick it off.
Yep. Back in the day when I used to see something I wanted, I used to say, bingo, that's my whatever. And to me, that's just like putting that manifestation spirit on there. Like relationship goals, universe, I want that. Boop, there you go.
Mez, I love that. Manifestation.
I don't know. I never gave it too much thought. Like, because your goals change, you know, in year 5, your goals is different than what it is in year 8, and year 8 is different than year 12, and year 12 is different than year 15, and sometimes you gotta start, you know, from the beginning and you know, reinvest and reconnect and find that thing that a reason to be here. So I don't know. I guess it's cute. It's cute to say.
All right, Ron, how do you feel?
I think that's all subjective. Like relationship goals, I think it's so subjective. Everybody's relationship is different, so everybody's goals is different. I think the homeless couple just trying to get out the street. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, you know, so the couple with the mansion want a bigger mansion. You know, you got the 3-bedroom house, you want the 4-bedroom house. So I think it's all subjective, depending on your relationship.
Okay. Toya, Brittany?
Toya, go ahead.
I think that word relationship goals kind of just like they both said, I think it can actually ruin a relationship too, because you can be, so when you have a goal, that means that there's no room for shifting. There's no room for something to change. And just like Matt just said, like things can change. Initially, your goal could have been to have children. Then you realize like maybe that's not the way that you kind of want to go. Your goal could have been like, oh, in 3 years, we're going to get married. And then something takes place where 3 years down the road, that's not the option. So now you feel as though like something shifts, you know what I'm saying? So having a real goal, I think when it comes to a relationship, you have to leave room for error and leave room for change. When we have goals, like for our work goals, it's really specific, and it's because that is what you need to accomplish. Relationships, like you need room. Goal. Yeah, you need room for like growth in relationships. So I don't know if that really should be the thing. You know what I mean? If there should be a word behind the goal in relationship, but you may have I don't know what we can put with that. You may have a way that you want your relationship to go, but it doesn't have to be the goal. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. That's fair to say. I think I always had like a positive outlook when it came to the term. But a lot of people think that you can be easily disappointed looking at certain relationships and claiming it to be a goal of yours and for you know, you and your partner. So it definitely has, you know, conflicting perspectives in regards to the term. But it's all about the outlook, you know, whether you want to embrace it with positivity or negative energy.
Absolutely.
Exactly, to your point. Like it can, you know, like when you take a medication and they say some results may vary because every individual is different. You know what I mean? Like just different people have different things and the way that they respond to shit. Your skin has a different way to respond to something. So if my woman, you know, my friend tells me, girl, I did X, Y, and Z. Then when I go home to do X, Y, and Z, he looking at me like, bitch, we only on ABC. You know, it might not really work out the same way. So again, you got to be real. You got to be real, like tippy toe with certain things. Yeah, exactly. That's the word. Mindful with the way you generally want your relationship to go, and then make sure that that partner is also in accordance with you, and y'all both had that same kind of communication, because you might believe one thing.
So then is it okay to aspire to accomplish what another couple accomplished? Because that's sometimes how I view relationship goals. Like, wow, they've been married.
If it aligns with what you're doing.
Right.
So if me and Nate, if what me and Nate is doing, so me and Nate go get a house, right? Like when we got the house, right? So Gunnar and Nat might look at that and say, dang, you know, right, me and Maz from the same block. Nat look at Nate, you know, we from the same place. And so they might seek information on how to achieve that, because that's when our goals align. But say Gunnar, back to the threesome thing, right? Nat might give Gunnar a threesome, right? And that works. No, it's just, and that works for them, right? I have to know my partner to know if that's something I should even, you know, because I might be homeless, you know, with Nat and Gunna trying to live. So it's a uniqueness to it, right? But like everything else, if it aligns, right? If I'm going to school for dance and you're an aspiring dancer, then yes, I think you should learn from that what comes before you.
Right.
It's tricky because again, they're really unique. You know, with back to what Toya was saying, that they, you know, you gotta really be careful because, and that's why I don't think you should have much opinion on people relationships. You know, because with at my house I might be Muslim and we live a Muslim culture. In your house you Christian, and in B house she's an atheist, and Toya house you know, my point is it differs.
Right.
You be open-minded to learn because learning is growth, but I just think you really don't opinionate too much on other people's things because it's so unique.
I think you just hit it on the head, Maz, with the word is aspiration. So maybe we should start changing it to relationship aspirations, because then that shows like that y'all both aspire to do something, but a goal is so narrative, like it's so narrow. We know when they play in soccer, you got a goal. The goal is on the opposite side, and that's it. There's no outside.
The whole term of goal is to win.
I totally agree.
It's to make it. It's to succeed. That's the whole term of a goal. You understand? So I think we so stuck on succeeding in our relationships. Not to cut anybody off. Sorry. Not to be on something like, oh, we trying to succeed to have the best relationship. No one will ever have the best relationship. You know what I'm saying? I mean, to piggyback, everybody said all the accurate things. I really don't have anything to come about. I mean, to add on. All I just say is what relationship goes is you control your relationship. You know what you want as an individual. Like me and my girlfriends, we in a little group chat. We all have group chats, men too. And you know, one of the questions is they ask me, they're like, what is it that you want? And I'm like, yo, I'm so over love. I'm over getting up, cooking dinner, cooking breakfast for him. I'm over washing the clothes. I'm over it. It's just like, because I gave it all too much. I don't have a goal with it. Now I'm at a point, I pray about it and I write it down. So, what I also learned was watch what you ask for and watch what you pray for. You could say, God, send me a good man, like a man that's going to take care of me and these kids. But yeah, he a cheater. Yeah, he's so much other things. You understand? Or yeah, he could be a pedophile. You understand? So you have to watch what you ask for and watch what you pray for and write it down. So that's my whole outlook now. It's like,
is he good if he a cheater and a pedophile?
But
that's what I'm saying. Like, I get what you're saying. I'm just throwing in examples to say, like, you know, at this point in my life, at 33 years old, I'm just at a point where I just pray about it. If he's right for me, he's right for me. And I write it down because I feel like don't just pray on it, do the action, which is also writing it down. Write it on a piece of paper. And then a year from now, you say to yourself, well, has any of these things that I prayed on and spoke on, have they accomplished? That's where I'm at life right now. So when it comes to relationship goals, I'm okay with the hashtag, but what is really a relationship goal?
But Brittany,
we changed the term relationship aspiration.
Aspiration now.
Brittany, I don't think
to bring up the original question.
I don't think if I can put my 2 cents into what you just said, I don't think you're over love. And I don't think you're over those things that you just mentioned. Just listen to what I'm saying, right? I think you're over it not being appreciated, right?
Yeah.
Because the things that you do for a man, like if you are that woman that gets up, cooks, cleans, loves down, that's in your nature. That's something that you innately do because you enjoy it. It's a matter of finding the man that
appreciate. You're right.
Appreciate things that you do.
Right.
Make it all worth it, right? Because my man, I love doing that. Like that's what I love doing that for my daughter. I love doing that for my family. I love cooking. I love just being like that, right? Putting that me into my relationship. So, and to have my man when he's eating, look at me and say, "Babe, this was good. Thank you so much." Or I'll wash the dishes, or I'll like, what you talking about, man?
Why? Why do you like that? Why do you like those?
Because that's probably how she was raised, like me.
That was my mother did that.
Toya, let me just say this one part. I ain't gonna lie. somebody asked me, they was like, yo, I noticed that everybody you hang out with is in a relationship or have a significant other. And I told them, I said, one thing about me, yes, I was raised with a single parent with just me and my mom, but all of my friends had both of their parents. Destini mother, my friend Simone and Jessica, they parents taught me how to take care of your home, how to take care of your man. So that's all that's all I know.
Take care of your man, right?
You do it to a man. So like she said, it's natural.
Take care of your man.
Like that.
Taking care of your man is natural. Hold on. Cause I'm an asshole, you know that, right?
Listen.
Taking care of your man. Taking care of your man is natural. That's a natural inclination, correct? Toya,
being nurturing.
Yes, no, I'm not talking to you, Des. I'm not speaking to you, Destiny. B and Toya, taking care of your man is a natural inclination. Yes or no?
Yes, man.
Yes.
All right. Yes. Okay. Finish that.
Because I agree with you on our chat about the positions and the because I know where you're going.
That's another episode.
I ain't going anywhere.
I don't believe.
I just need clarity.
You see that? You see that moonwalk?
I just needed clarity. I'm not
believe in the superiority complex.
What are you talking about? Why are you introducing that? I'm not speaking of that.
I
just get clarity for the women.
That's how we're gonna start up the next episode. I believe in.
I was just getting clarity. I was getting clarity. No. I was no. See, that's the devil. I was just getting clarity for these beautiful women, my cast members, on what they were speaking.
Hence equality.
But it is still equality because, again, like I said in the chat, there are certain positions that we do better than, and there's certain things.
It makes you exuberant for you to take care of your man. Keywords, take care of your man. So
then he can take care of me.
Absolutely.
And on that
note, no, not yet. And your version take care of, right, is cook, clean, laundry, debonair, right?
Y'all still don't appreciate it.
No. Now you're referring to gender roles and gender roles.
I'm not saying gender role
based on relationships.
I'm not speaking of gender role. I'm asking these two women.
Cook, clean, do laundry. Not every wife cook, clean, do laundry.
I'm not speaking to gender roles. I'm not speaking generally. I'm talking to these two beautiful women specifically.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
That when you love, quote unquote love, right? When I cook, clean, he got the meal and he's enjoying the meal, that look to see your work, the success in your work, right?
But again, that's tradition, right?
We're not talking tradition.
Traditionally, we were taught.
LaToya is not a traditional woman.
That's not traditional. That's not traditional.
LaToya is not a traditional woman. LaToya works hard. LaToya has 3-4 different careers. LaToya is not a traditional woman. So we're not gonna.
You can't adapt tradition.
I know. I'm not talking. You introduce tradition. No. You introduce tradition. You introduced that.
I said traditionally, that's what women are taught.
But that doesn't apply to LaToya because LaToya isn't traditional.
Yeah, she's a modern woman.
You can still be you can hold to modern values, but still recognize tradition,
right?
And appreciate tradition.
So because I was waiting, I'm like tradition, but there are certain things that I did grow up around.
Stop. When you use the word tradition,
nature. She says she enjoys it.
When you use the word tradition, you're talking about the servitude of a woman, cook, cleaning, etc., etc. Everything that's suffrage fought against.
Can I explain to you what I mean? I'm referring to the tasks and responsibilities that are usually assigned with certain roles within a relationship.
Historically speaking, right? But you're speaking from a historical point of view. If this is a historical role play.
My history traces back to my great grandmother. I can't go no further back.
Who told you that these roles were assigned to women if it wasn't history? Who else told you that?
I'm not saying it's not historical, but I'm saying as far as my history goes back, it's from my great grandmother.
Where does that perspective come from? That's a historical perspective.
Right?
Correct. Right?
Yeah.
So that also attached to the historical perspective is a sense of servitude.
Yes, and I don't disagree with that. But there's also
Toya does not fit into that historical point of view.
Okay,
that's
a different. Again, that's a different conversation. But I know we could go back and forth all day because the men
a modern,
this is another episode, man.
Yeah, this is another episode. This is another episode.
So I can write this down. I can keep this down. Y'all believe y'all happy to cook, clean, and serve your man. You two.
We didn't.
Hold on.
Yes or no? Yes or no? You don't.
You're contradicting yourself because you just said that Toya wasn't traditional, but you're applying tradition.
No, I'm not applying anything. I'm asking for a position. I'm not applying anything. I'm asking for her position.
It's not about being happy that we cook, clean, and do all that.
Does that make you happy?
It's just what's proper. It's like proper etiquette. Just like how you at a dinner. You're supposed to have.
Mind you, you know what, Miss B, not for nothing, B, it's not proper etiquette because you got Cardi who's out here saying, I don't cook, I don't clean, and this girl out here that's like,
hold on, sis.
Offset said she was
lying. Offset definitely checked her about that. Offset checked her about that. Offset checked her and posted her. He said, don't let her lie to y'all. Because she was definitely in that motherfucking 4,000 square foot bathroom, sweeping and mopping that shit. So what I'm saying is, sis, is we all do it. All I'm saying is most men don't appreciate that shit. And I'm over it. I'm over busting my ass.
That's not the narrative.
And you don't appreciate it. You still go out there. You fuck Tracy, Rachel, Kim, and Ashley.
That's a
and
different
they follow
topic
me on social media. They like all my pictures. And them bitches smile in my face and be like, oh, your car cute. Your bag cute. Knowing the nigga who did they just suck just bought me this car. Just bought me this bag.
That's different narrative. My only
I want to know what Mez meant by I'm not traditional. I need to understand that.
Yeah, Mez, because she's definitely traditional in a way.
So a husband who stays home and his wife goes to work, right? That is not a traditional man. That is a modern man. Because historically, right, the whole point of suffrage is because historically, right, men was triangular dominant, right? And women were
I'm sorry, y'all.
Subservient in a sense, right? Right. That's the historical view, right? So Jay-Z, Puffy, Kanye, right? They in the world of economics, they are a modern thing. They are anomaly because historically, when you look into the billionaire category, our faces aren't there, right? So when I say that you're not traditional, it's not a knock. It's just a sign of how far the woman part of the species have came along.
Okay, and with that,
I get it. I get what you're talking about. And business deal and actually seeing yourself outside of it, starting a foundation, starting an empire, starting something that's a little bit now, okay. Because I'm like, hold on, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to
Right. I just wanted to be clear for the next episode moving forward that these things are things that you enjoy naturally.
I don't like that term when you say that. It's not that we enjoy it. That's just what we're supposed to do.
No. I
tell everybody where they can find you on social media. We will be on here another 3 hours with your mess. Okay.
It's not my mess. I'm just looking for clarity. How's that mess? I'm just looking for clarity.
You know it. It's like
starting with Ron. Where can we find you, Ron? Where can the audience find you when they click this link on YouTube and Facebook? Because
I'm official Ron Guest. Official Ron Guest. That's on Instagram, and I'm not on Facebook. Which I said I'm dieting from Facebook right now. Yeah, it's quiet for them.
Miss B, where can they find you?
B_love LUV_foreigns at Instagram and Brat Garland on Facebook.
Right, Garland. Nice. Jamez, where can they find you?
Harlem has Leggett, Facebook, Harlem_Monster, Instagram. Both private though.
Yeah, private too.
Pro private. Gotta investigate before we accept you, baby. All right. And Toya, last but never not least.
I am on sheblogs_afterbirth on Instagram, and on Facebook it is Latoya Shante Clark, and that's with a capital T on the Toya. And on Twitter I am the Mom Forecaster.
Okay, thank you. Please follow all of the castmates. Again, I'm your host. I am your Destini. IAMURDESTINI on Instagram and Destini on Facebook. Follow Player Cards Right _ on Instagram and Player Cards Right on Facebook. Let your next move be your best move. I appreciate all your guys' insights, expertise, experiences, comments, and thoughts, and we're going to bring another heated discussion hopefully in another 2 weeks, and hopefully you'll return, because I know I take up a lot of time. we take up a lot of time.
Right.
All right.
Blessings, everyone. Have a great Easter.
Yes.
Talk next Sunday, Easter Sunday. Great.
Yes, and we are off next Sunday, so enjoy.